Hey, what's up everybody, this is Rick501 and today I want to go over all of the weapons I could find that were shown in the Borderlands 3 official trailer. So if you don't know, Borderlands 3 was announced. It did come with a, in my opinion, amazing trailer that showed us a ridiculous amount of weapons and a ton of really cool stuff that pretty much got everyone who cares about Borderlands extremely hyped for the third game. Now, there are a ridiculous amount of weapons shown in this trailer. There was 55 weapons shown just at the end of the trailer that were all shown in only like 2 to 3 frames. So I did have to go in, screen cap all these frame by frame. But if you want to see all the weapons I found in the entire trailer, I will have this link with a Google Drive folder that you can see all the screenshots I took. Let me know if you guys found any other weapons that I missed. I think I got most of them. And I just kind of want to go through them. I didn't want to go through them super specific, like this has this part, this has a TDR part on it, or something like that. I know a lot of people can tell those from other games, and most likely can already tell a bunch of parts from this game. But I just kind of want to go over the weapons themselves, and they do seem a lot more unique. Like they showed a bunch of different ones that have, you know, some really unique firing types, like lasers, one that looks like it was almost shooting tracking darts or something like that. So they seem pretty unique. So I just want to kind of quickly go over all of them. So this one just seems like a normal AR. I don't actually know if this was kind of shooting explosive bullets or something like that, or if this was, I don't know, maybe blew up something on the enemy. And we do get to see the numbers are clearly coming back. Everyone kind of expected that, have the numbers coming back. Now this thing is actually really cool because it is shown. Let me see if I can find another one real quick. This type of weapon is shown a few times, and it looks like to be some like arm mounted machine that he's kind of putting his hand in, and it looks like the firing button he would kind of fire with his thumb, like right here. And it does seem to be some explosive weapon. It looks really cool though, like some big arm mounted thing. We don't know if it's an ability. It doesn't seem to be an ability, just some new weapon type. Maybe it's like a grenade launcher or something like that, but it seems really cool. This I can't really exactly tell what it is. It seems to maybe be a sniper or another AR. The weapons seem much more detailed. A lot of them have like more attachments than seem to be like the average of the other Borderlands games. So it seems the weapons are a lot more handcrafted, at least the ones we saw. Now this thing seems to be another laser or something like that. It seems like a really cool weapon, some fire laser, really unique. We do have, you know, you have stuff like that in the pre-sequel, but still nonetheless really cool. We have a pump shotty that looks like a normal pump shotty. Looks really cool. Much more detailed, as you can see. All these weapons look much more detailed, even with the cell shading. It seems really cool and kind of adding a lot more uniqueness and detail to kind of the main thing of the game and of the franchise as a whole is really cool. This one, I can't really tell what it is. Just seems more like maybe some type of pistol or AR, something like that. Really common to Borderlands. The Siren is clearly using it. This one seems really cool as well because it does look like this thing is much thicker and almost more like a flame laser wave type thing. And this one seems to be, it almost looks like it's a very thin line of like spewing lava or something like that. So it does seem like a different type. It also shows, I think we see this in a few different things, that there is some weapon part that actually shows how much ammo you have, because we see this in another weapon. As we see more scope, it has the round drum on the bottom. Looks really nice. A lot of these weapons specifically look really nice from the point of view of the player holding it, which I really like. This, I can't tell if this is a shotgun or a grenade launcher. I don't think it's a shotgun because it does look like it has small missiles in it. So maybe this is like some variation of a grenade launcher, because I think it does show a grenade launcher in one of the other pictures as well with this same kind of clip. But these do look like either extremely large rounds or just small missiles. With the scope, again, a lot of these weapons have a lot more attachments, it seems. Just kind of your normal pistol. It looks like a lower quality one because it does look kind of dirty and stuff like that with just a normal scope. Then we do see, this actually does seem to look like, was a phase lock or phase shift, I forget the exact naming, from the Siren, but it does have this cool animation on the bottom with a massive hand just sprouting out. Then we have another SMG. Looks like a little more higher quality than the pistol, but just kind of your basic SMG. Now this looks really cool because it does look like kind of a more old school or old style rifle with a scope on it, which looks really good. Then we have this close up, and this does seem to be shooting like, I don't know, maybe like a railgun or a laser shot, something like that. Seems to be a sniper. You also see a dude back here with a shield, which looks pretty cool. New kind of newish enemy type. Then we have a pistol. Looks really nice. Looks higher quality again. Does have all these, you know, lights. I can't really tell if this is just kind of the flash from the weapon or if it is firing some other type of different rounds. Also, all of these first pictures, these I just named 1 to 55, are actually the ones that were only shown like 2 to 3 frames. Now this one is super detailed as well. This one just shows kind of the higher graphic quality and higher fidelity of that the game is showing, even though you can only do so much with these cell shading art style they go with in Borderlands, but this shows that they have put a lot of work into detailing these weapons. I don't exactly know what this is, but it does have a round drum. You can't really see the ammo, but it just looks super detailed, just with all the little things on it, with the tubes running through, you know, all the stuff. This does seem to have a knife on it with, you know, the top rail, all that stuff. Super, super nice. This one, I assume it looks kind of like a rocket launcher, with the clip adding in, so it's probably more of those small looking missiles. It does seem to be a bit lower quality of one because it's kind of dirty and stuff like that. And this weapon just kind of, they do show other weapons like this. I don't know what it is. I think it does kind of show when they're firing, but it does look more like a futuristic weapon, with these sights being kind of just holograms on the top, which is really cool. This is kind of just your classic Borderlands SMG with a, you know, like a hollow sight or something like that, and it does look like to have a knife on the front. This is your, I think, Taliwan, or I forget exactly, but it does look like he's reloading, kind of the reload animation that they have where they put it on and then spin it, but he doesn't have anything in his hand, so I don't exactly know why. Maybe it's just not in yet. Then we have the picture we saw before, which seems to be like a wrist mounted like rocket launcher or something like that. I forget what other game has something that looks really similar to this. I can't remember. Oh, I think it is actually Anthem, which probably isn't a good thing, that he does kind of have a wrist mounted like grenade launcher or something like that. Don't really want to compare this game to Anthem at all. Now this seems to be like some frost weapon that was kind of shooting, you know, some type of big frost projectiles or something like that to probably freeze a bunch of stuff. Looks pretty cool. This one, you can't really tell what it is most of the part, but it does look like a lower tier weapon because it's all rusted, but it does have a missile on the top of it. So I don't know if there's another barrel down here, and if the missile is like kind of how, you know, realistic guns have grenade launchers or shotguns on the bottom. Maybe it's a secondary fire of a missile on the top, which is kind of cool. Then another mounted thing on your arm, but this one does look a bit different. It kind of, to me, almost looks like it'd be firing something different. I don't know why, but just the red at the front and stuff with the tubes, it kind of looks like it might be like a flamethrower. That's kind of just what it comes up to me as, but it does seem to have, you know, the firing on the side like the other one does, and these seem to be kind of a mech style thing. Now we don't know, this could be maybe like the soldier. The soldier does have a mech suit they're in. I probably don't think it's that. So I do think this is probably some other weapon type. Another SMG that looks much higher quality because it does have that, you know, kind of gold yellow running all throughout. It does have different color sections, which looks really nice. I don't know if this is considered a knife or not. And then it does have what seems to be the rounds that you currently have on the side. I like how it does seem they're doing that a lot more with weapons, that they kind of have different ways of showing the rounds you have. This seems to be some type of laser weapon as well. I don't remember if in the video if it showed it being a continuous wave or if it was kind of like bolts of waves coming up, but it does look pretty cool. Seems to be maybe some type of SMG or something, and just again a lot more detailed than other weapons. Then this looks really cool. Now this seems to be, it almost looks like it would be some type of mounted or heavy missile launcher because of how the scope is on the side and everything. And I think it is shooting some type of missiles, but it does also kind of look like just a mech weapon, like torn off a mech from, you know, other games or kind of mech lore or something like that. But that does seem to be kind of something in this game now, that, you know, with the big arm machine that's on your arm that they were shooting rockets out of or explosives out of, this does seem to be kind of almost torn off a mech again, which looks really cool. Now this is something that probably is going to be either some new type or a high rarity weapon, because it does have the really cool you know, kind of art on the front of it, and this seems to be a continuous beam weapon, and this one is shooting frost, it looks like, and it looks really cool. I think there's another one that kind of has this front ornament on the front. Looks really cool though, looks much more futuristic. Now this weapon kind of seems like one of the coolest weapons to me. So we do see, how we saw before, the same looking like little attachment on the side that shows the ammo in the same way as one of the other weapons, and this seems to be just some mixture of a bunch of different weapons. It has a scope on it, it has a big round drum, it has the ammo being shown, but it also has a minigun barrel that, you know, has the spinning multiple barrels. So it does seem just a combination of a bunch of weapons, and it looks really, really cool. This one you can't really see what it is. I think this is some type of grenade launcher or missile launcher, just of how big the thing is, or the magazine putting inside it is, but can't really tell that much. Then we see here a pistol with something very big on the bottom. I'm wondering if that's some type of tank, and this pistol is shooting like maybe a flamethrower or frost or something like that. And we do see the chest with all the different weapons inside of it. Then we have this weapon that's down. We do see a better picture of this with all of these knobs on it. So I don't exactly know what this is. It seems to be some type of missile launcher or something like that. Then we have revolvers. Really cool. Glad revolvers are making it in the game. Looks kind of like your basic revolver with the rounds on the side. Looks really cool, really detailed. Then we have another, what seems to be something just like torn off a mech, but a bit different. I don't know what this is actually shooting, or if this is from this weapon. It looks like, because it's the same color, but it almost looks like this actually has multiple firing modes, but it does have what looks to be, you know, the big 50 caliber barrel on the front, and it has all these little, you know, tanks on the side. It's all yellow and it's firing yellow rounds. Seems like a really cool thing, but it does seem like heavy weapon just taken off a mech or something. Then we have this, which looks like a really well-equipped SMG. Super detailed, as I've been saying. I can't tell if this is like another scope. What this honestly looks like to me is a silenced SMG with, you know, a hollow sight on it, but with a scope that you can flip up, which a lot of military shooters and stuff have. It does kind of look like that to me, but we can't really tell. It just looks like a really cool SMG though. All the tubes running out. Does look really detailed, even down to like the paint on it. Looks really nice. Now this is also kind of really telling. It seems like this dude is either sliding or downed. It seems to be sliding because it doesn't have like a red overlay on the top to be downed. But it does seem like this weapon has a shield when they're using it, and they are ADSing, so I could definitely see it being weapons. Certain weapons will have shielding when you ADS. There's not really much to show us or tell us if it's an ability from one of the characters that, you know, you get a shield when you ADS or something like that, because you don't see it except for right here. And most of the other abilities we see from the characters are kind of shown more times being a character ability, but we have to wait to see. Still really cool, even if it's just an ability or a passive from one of the people that they have a shield on their weapon. Really cool. Then we have another one of those weapons that are mounted on their arm with all the knobs and switches. Again, the firing thing on the side. This one does look more like the thing that I thought maybe like a flamethrower or something, but it is white, different colored, so really cool. Just a lot of these type of seeming to be big, heavy weapons. Then this seems like a lower quality, you know, just AR with the big clip, something sticking out the side. Don't know what that is, but seems kind of like probably a starter weapon, something like that. Another thing that looks kind of low quality but does look like a decently cool pistol, them opening up a chest again, and then clearly the barrels, which we all expected. This one seems to be some type of SMG. Can't really get a good look on it. It does seem a bit thicker though. Then we have what seems to be some type of rifle or shotgun. It kind of looks more like a rifle or like a hunting shotgun, something like that. I think it is a rifle because this is probably one of the rounds right here. But seems to be not that long of a barrel on the rifle. Then we have just another, you know, kind of mid-tier or low quality AR again, but it does look like it has that again where there is a shorter range reticle on it. Then it looks like you can flip up the longer range one. Now then we have another shot of the revolver. Looks really cool with all the rounds sitting on the side like that. Really liking the detail on all the weapons. Now this one, you can't really tell this picture, but it did shoot this shot, so we can't really tell if it's a continuous stream or if it's just like a kind of like a beam rifle or something like that, or a beam firing weapon. Now this shows the weapon we saw before that I can't really tell what it is. I don't know if this is like some type of missile or grenade launcher. It does look really cool. It does like explosive on the side. So it's probably going to be some type of explosive. It does seem kind of like a missile launcher. Maybe this is actually the round sticking out the front. I don't think so, but it does kind of look like a missile launcher. It looks really cool though. Then this just seems to be either an SMG or a pistol, maybe a SMG, but it does have the lit up like goo flowing through it, so it does seem to be another frost weapon or something like that. Just another, you know, SMG, them reloading it. You can see the rounds in it. Looks really nice. Even the low quality weapons, you know, like the lower tier rusted ones, still have much more detail. Now this thing seems to be one of the most unique weapons because the barrel is this kind of thing up here with all the liquid flowing through. And from the video, I can't tell what it's shooting. It either looks like a missile or a cannonball. It kind of looks like it could be shooting cannonballs out of it, which could be really, really cool. It does look like some type of, you know, really weird, like taped together, just put together weapon, but it does seem really unique, which is cool. Then just another pistol with this massive weird sight on it. Looks kind of cool though. And it does seem like another round kind of sitting on the back of it that another weapon showed, so it's probably some other distinguishing part. Now this weapon is also super unique. It seems like some big, really big rifle or something like that with a massive scope on it, but it does seem to be shooting some type of tracking darts because he's actually shooting straight, but some of these darts here are actually turning. As you can see, he was over here more, shot the round, and then it's going and tracking. And it does look like some type of dart things that are like tracking darts or something like that. So really, really cool with that. Seems like a more futuristic, you know, heat-seeking weapon or something like that. Now this, I think we already saw this SMG, but it does look, you can see it a bit better here, and it does look like this is going to be some really high quality weapon. You know, it's super clean. It has the gold on it. It has the ammo tracker on the side. Looks really nice. Even the, you know, kind of yellowish gold on the reticle looks really nice. Probably some, you know, higher tier better weapon. And then we get to see this weapon again, which is one we've seen twice, kind of a different version, more dark black. Looks really, really nice here. Still can't tell whatever it's firing. Has all these you know, tubes going through, the, you know, pop-up things on the side. Still don't know what it's firing, but it looks really, really nice. Then we have here, which seems to be some type of belt-fed, you know, LMG or machine gun like that with a bunch of gears on it. Looks super, super cool. Kind of almost steampunk-ish, and it has all these knobs on the side. Who knows if those are going to do something. If those do something, I could see this weapon, you know, either have different firing rates, firing types, or, you know, different types of ammo or something. But it does seem to be with this either belt-fed, you know, maybe it's a big weapon that has like a backpack on that's like belt thread from the backpack, or it just goes down into a big you know, ammo holder at the bottom. But it does look really cool with all these gears and stuff on it, really steampunkish. Then we see here another SMG, seems to be one the same style as that other one, without the ammo tracker on the side, but still looks pretty nice. And we see here also, if you guys didn't know this, we see the Watcher, or not the Watcher, the Guardian, a Guardian down here, and some big amalgamation mixture of different things boss here that looks really cool. Then we see again a kind of different version of the big arm mounted thing, because it does kind of look like this has multiple barrels on it. A bit different. Still with all the knobs and all the tubes and stuff, looks super detailed, as I've been saying through this whole thing, that all the weapons. Now it does seem to be, because you do see the 3 different rounds here, it does seem to be either it shoots 3 rounds at a time, or if it's, you know, a spinning barrel that you shoot one, shoot one, shoot one, probably rockets, or it looks more like grenades, something like that, because they're getting launched. So pretty cool there. Then we have another, seems to be SMG or something, but it does seem to be maybe some type of you know, beam rifle or laser rounds or something, because I assume where the ammo is coming out of is here, and the top of the bottom are like what kind of make the, not barrel, but where the rounds come out of in between. And it does have these green rounds, so probably corrosive or something on the side. It looks much more futuristic, pretty cool. Then we have another pistol here that does almost seem like just a basic real life pistol with a bunch of stuff added. You know, a laser pointer or a flashlight on the side with a sight on the top. Does look like a lower quality weapon, but still looks really cool and even reminiscent of like real life pistols. Then we see here 4 characters with 4 different weapons. Seems like a SMG here with something sticking out the front. Maybe a bigger SMG or AR with a massive barrel on it. Then we have this weapon with the kind of, you know, round spinning drum type thing that we have had in other Borderlands, and that he seems to have just like a revolver. Then we have a more close-up, if you guys want to see more close-up. Pretty similar if you've played any of the Borderlands. He also seems to have a massive knife on his arm. Then this looks really cool. A super heavy duty, this is a Siren, by the way, one of the playable characters. A super heavy duty revolver with like a really thick barrel. Just looks really, really cool on the front of it. Looks like a really cool revolver to have with a big scope, probably shooting some, you know, high caliber rounds, probably a super hard hitting weapon. Then we have this guy. I took a screenshot of this because I don't know if this is a weapon or just an ability. Because he's kind of throwing his weapon around, and this is one of the playable characters, seems to be a robot. But I don't know if maybe there's some type of melee weapons in the game, or if this is just his melee attack. But it does look really cool. Seems to be like some big bone weapon with like a sickle or a scythe or something like that. Then we do have this weapon that seems to be like a fully automatic, you know, corrosive weapon or something like that. You see the this is a soldier ability, and someone can get on the mounted machine gun on the top, which was actually leaked a while ago. This one, you can't really see this, but there are weapons in this. I took a screenshot of this just because it looks like a really cool melee weapon. I don't know if players, it does seem like they have more melee weapons kind of shown people using, so maybe melee weapons are, you know, actual just melee weapons or droppable weapons now. You could hope. But then it seems to be another, this is an NPC with just some type of AR or SMG, just kind of a normal looking weapon. And here we see a really big sniper rifle with a missile on the bottom. So it seems that there will be differently, you know, firing. Maybe you could fire this as a secondary, like I was talking about before, with the missile on the top, but this one's just on the bottom with what seems to be a big, you know, long range sniper rifle. Can't really tell what that is, but this, you also see it in different pictures, I think. But this is just a really detailed weapon with a big round drum on the bottom. I think this is probably, you know, the opposite way looking actually at the weapon, as we saw the POV of it before. Then we see the Skag here. I think, so this is supposed to be the Hunter character, and this is his Stag. And then we have this weapon that has a really cool kind of design on the side. It seems like a low quality weapon, but with that kind of cool design on the side. Still has the, you know, spinning drum type thing on the bottom. this shows, you can't really see the weapon very much, but I did want to take a screenshot of this because it shows the new vehicle that looks really, really cool. Kind of with like a 50 cal double barrel weapon on it. Can't really see what he's carrying. Then this, I can't actually tell what this weapon is, but it does seem to be some type of weapon. I think it's supposed to be a melee weapon that's on fire, which is pretty cool if we're able to use that. Now this one also seems unique as well. It has all these tubes on the top with the frost, but it seemed to be a slow firing weapon from the trailer. It seemed to be a slower firing weapon with the twin barrel, or the triple barrels, not twin, the triple barrels on the front, and it just looked really cool, really unique of a weapon. I forget what kind of what color round she was actually shooting. I don't know if it was the green there or not, but really cool weapon. Then we see a more close-up of this weapon that is this just seems like one of the most detailed weapons. Has this super cool looking round drum. I can't tell if it's supposed to be a shotgun or like some type of AR, but it's just super detailed all the way through, just all the little bits and bobs, even with the, you know, kind of coloring on the side. Looks really cool. And him again with that same weapon that kind of shows the kind of weird but cool looking pattern on the side with his skag again. Now this seems to almost be like a double barrel weapon. Can't really see what it is. Maybe like some type of AR. Actually, this might be a triple barrel weapon, but really small barrels. Then we see this. You can't really see, but it does show a weapon on the back of this lady. So I'm wondering if you'll be able to see the weapons that people are carrying on the back, or if it's just an ability. This seems to be some type of massive sniper or missile launcher. And we can see the weapon better here. Looks to be some type of AR with maybe a different fire on the bottom with a big scope, a big round drum on the bottom. Really cool, really, you know, filled out weapon. Then here, these weapons you can't really see because it was just kind of showing the locations. So you can't really see these weapons. They do look pretty nice. Another one of these with the really cool looking futuristic city behind it. This does seem to be some type of maybe laser weapon or something like that. Now this looks really cool and kind of weird. It's just some like normal weapon in the back. Then it has like 6 barrels with a minigun with no sight on or anything. Looks really unique though, really cool. This one almost looks like some modded like AK-74U or something, like an SMG, because it does kind of look like that at the front, but really modded at the back. Then we see here this dude seems to be some type of AR or maybe a sniper with the big scope. They're carrying weapons. You can't really see most of this. This does seem to be some type of grenade launcher, because I think in the video you do kind of see a different side of that weapon, and it does look like a grenade launcher. Can't really see any of this. I just want to take pictures of all of it. But this right here, this does seem to be the same weapon she's using, but it seems to be a big grenade launcher. I can't tell if these are going to be, because you do see kind of from before the big magazine that comes out that look like it had missiles in it, but this does look like it could be just a really cool, you know, grenade launcher, which is really cool. Maybe we could shoot different grenades out of like our grenade mount or something. Now this, I can't tell what this is at all, but it does seem to be a really big, pretty detailed weapon over here. Maybe a sniper or a beam rifle or something like that. Then we see here, you could see the big round drum. It almost looks like there's 2, you know, side to side round drums, but we can't really tell super what that is. Then here we have Brick, Tiny Tina, and why can't I remember the dude with the bird's name? I can't remember his name at all right now, but he has a really big, really cool detailed kind of sniper right here. So really cool. Mordecai, I don't know why I can remember his name. Now this also shows it seems to be that rifle that we saw before, but before we didn't see the kind of lever action. So it does seem to be a lever action, you know, rifle, because we saw kind of what looked to be close to the same weapon before, but we can see the lever here. So, you know, a semi-automatic lever action rifle. Right here, they seem to all be using pistols. Or what we can see of it, just all using pistols right now. Just running around all with pistols. No big deal. Then we see just bunches of raining weapons. You can't really see too much of any of them, but just all the 1 billion guns with all of them raining down, just all the different weapons. Then we see here the weapons that they kind of highlighted in the official trailer. A weapon with legs that can run around. I'm wondering if this is an ability or if this is legitimately just a weapon that has like this effect that you can throw it on the ground and runs around. When I first saw this, I was like, oh, this is going to be, it seemed like it could be like a reload thing, like how you can throw when you reload some weapons in other Borderlands, you throw it at people when you reload it. Maybe this could be like that. You reload and you throw it on the ground and then it runs around and shoots stuff for a little bit. Really cool. I hope that's actually kind of how it works, that it's actually just a weapon that's like, oh, you reload and it throws it on the ground. Or maybe you actually throw your weapon and can't use it and it's just running around the ground, then it runs back to you or something. That'd be really, really cool. And then here more, you see tons of weapons. This looks like, now this right here actually looks really cool. It seems like a long double-barreled revolver. And it just looks really, really cool. Just all the different weapons. A normal revolver right here. You know, just more. This looks cool because I can't tell if this is actually connected. This looks like some type of Mali one or something weapon like that, where the tubing actually connects the stock to the rest of the weapon. It has these coils, but just a lot of really unique looking weapons. Really cool. And that is actually all of the pictures. So what is it? 55 plus 38. Ridiculous amount of weapons, and some of them have more weapons. So, or more weapons in the picture, multiple, probably close to 100 weapons in the entire trailer. So that's pretty much it. I'll leave a link to the description if you guys want to check out all of these pictures for yourself. I just have a Google Doc here, so you guys will be able to check them all out and everything. But subscribe if you want to see more Borderlands 3 content. I'll definitely be doing tons of videos on, you know, news about the game and everything when it comes out. And before it comes out, stuff like that. Subscribe if you want to see more of that. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment down below what you think about Borderlands 3, what you think about the trailer. I'm super hyped. What you think about all these weapons. And thanks for watching.